How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Manatee Gaming. If this is your first time on Manatee Gaming, then welcome, welcome, welcome. If not, thank you for being a returning person. It's awesome. I love having you guys come back. Anyway, we're gonna jump right in the video here. I'm giving you guys a new money-making method. This money-making method is a very easy way of making actually several million gold. And you don't even have to actually play the game in order to make the money, so it's kind of great. So I've got some extra cash right here that I'm going to be using here. And what this is it is flipping, but there's a specific method of how to flip with these. This is going to be about, I guess I should tell you what the items are. It's going to be the barrows sets. So a lot of people know, well, okay, I really shouldn't say a lot of people, but a few people know about the power of flipping barrows sets. When I say the power of flipping them, I mean like the potential to earn money. It is a stupid easy thing, stupid easy way to make money. I've done this frequently in my past, and I even do it sometimes now, where I will do these sets. But anyway, I'm going to jump right in here and show you guys what I'm talking about. So when you look at a set, there we go. We're going to do this live. All right, so Torag set 4,523,880. We'll go ahead and put one right here, and we'll put it for that. So that way I can just keep track of the price. So 4,523,000. That is going to be what we're going to be selling the barrows set right there. So 4523K. Let's keep that in mind. Now we're going to go over here and we're going to buy the individual pieces. We're going to look at Torag's, and we're going to do. We need all the pieces, obviously. So Torag's helm, we're going to need one of those. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing here in a second. So let's see, Torag, plate body. Promise this will all make sense in just a moment. Torag plate body and Torag helm or Torag hammer. And last piece we're going to need is Torag's legs. Now don't do what I'm doing right here. Don't put a 1 GP offer. I'm just putting these here so I can mark them. It's a good way of marking them. That way I can show you guys all the different prices. So we've got a grand total here of 4523K. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in my calculator, 4523,000. So that's how much we'll be selling the item for. Now let's go for how much we're going to spend on the item. Just by buying at GE averages, and keep in mind, please don't jump ahead. Watch the full video here before you attempt doing this. Don't just be like, oh my god, and then jump right to it, because I'm going to show you the trick with it here in a second. So anyway, 121,000, because that's what that is roughly. That's the helm. The plate body, we're going to subtract 2173K, 73,123. And now we're going to subtract our hammer. So do 169,500, and then the last thing we're going to subtract is going to be these Torag plate bodies at 1132,123. Plus 11. It leaves us with roughly right about 800, 900,000 profit. My calculator kind of screwed up right there. I apologize for that. But anyway, it's going to leave us with 800, 900,000 profit. And actually, that number being exact doesn't really matter, so because I'll explain that in a second here. But if you were to buy everything here at GE mid, and then try to sell this set, you would actually profit 800,000 gold, roughly. Now here's the deal with these things is that I like looking around, because I always get these people who are like, that was me right next to you. So I like to see who's around me. Here's the deal with these items. The Torag's hammer, for example, at 169.5. Let's go ahead and buy one of these actually, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna buy one. That doesn't buy instantly. Torag's plate legs are that price. Let's go ahead and buy one of these plate legs. Torag plate legs. Buy one. Okay, and then we're going to try to buy Torag's plate body. Torag's plate body. Got it. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. And wow, I'm amazed that maybe Torag's wasn't the best set to start with. But here, I'll show you what I'm going to do here in a second here. So Torag helm, buy, and that one did. Okay, so normally, you see how I get money back here? typically when you buy these pieces, you're going to get money back. If you don't get money back, that's okay. That just means the Torag set is actually probably closer to the GE mid. In general, you can just buy these sets and then put them together and then make the Torag set. See how I bought this Torag's helm instantly at 114.9? If I put this back in there, and I'll go for like super low. What you can actually buy these at is about 100,000, so that's actually about 21,000 less. If I was to buy these items right here and then dump them in at minimum, I might be able to buy those less too. But chances are I would just have to wait a little bit, and then I'll be able to buy these at mid. And it like the price they buy at fluctuates, but my suggestion with doing these is just to wait overnight. That's kind of the best way to go. But what you will end up doing here is after you get 4 pieces that you need, then you'll just sell it as a set, and then that is going to give you your big money. Let me do one more other one right here. I'll just try to buy something that is normally Torags. Oh, I know one. Normally Torags you can buy for less than what they actually go for on there. You buy this Versard. It looks like a lot of the pieces are up higher. What that usually ends up meaning when the pieces are up higher like that is that the set itself will actually sell for more. But if you add up all 4 of the pieces, generally the set is going to cost way more than the 4 pieces put together. So just by buying all the items, like you can just simply do this. If you go in here and buy Torag's hammers, so Torag hammer, then say if you're someone who has a decent amount of money, buy 100. Well, that's actually not that much money. But I would recommend not buying more than like 100 of each piece at once because you know, barrows items are frequently traded, but the only thing is though is the sets might take a little bit more time to sell. So I don't recommend stocking up more than 100 of each piece at a time. But what you can simply do is you can put 100 of this offer in here, and then let's say you're going to do 131,000, and then it'll end up costing you 13.1 million, and you can just put that offer in there like that. And then this will sit here, and then over the next couple days, you'll end up buying all of these. If you do this for all 4 of Torag's pieces, probably get where I'm going here. Then you can take 100 times however much profit in there. So if you were to buy everything for a little bit below GE, which is definitely possible on some of the sets, even though I just showed you guys Torag, and that wasn't a great example because most of the pieces are actually a little bit above mid, except for the helm, as you saw. Previously, I was buying all of the Torags below mid, and I was able to sell the Torag sets for mid or maybe a little bit higher than mid. So I was actually profiting about 1.6 to 1.7 million each set. So what I would do is I would do this on my Fat Munchlax account sometimes actually. And like I said to you guys, I'm going to tell you guys how I actually make a bunch of money. And this is one of the methods. And yes, ignore the stupid fan in the background. As soon as I actually get enough money coming through my YouTube channel, I will buy a better microphone. But anyway, this thing, what I would do literally on Fat Munchlax is I would put an offer for like 100 of each piece here, and then 100 of each piece in my other 4. So I'd have 8 slots right here where I'd be buying 100 of each. What I would end up having is I would check Fat Munchlax every couple days, and then eventually I would have 200 full sets bought. So maybe I was buying 4 Torag pieces and 4 Varak pieces, and then I would have 100 sets of Varak, 100 sets of Torag, and then I would sell them. I would end up making roughly 160 to 170 million gold profit on my Torags, and then on my Varaks, I think at the time I was making actually 200 million profit from my 100 Torag, my Varak sets. It would take about I would say 5 to 6 days to buy all of it, and that's because I was trying to buy it at competitive prices. I want to buy as low as possible. Now, also, if you guys are going to try this, I would encourage you buying as low as possible. Also, because the demand changes. Just because these Torag hammers won't buy immediately right now, 10 hours from now, maybe someone's going to dump like 50 Torag hammers or something like that. You have no idea what people do, and that will simply make it so I'm able to buy them all. Like, you know, just is exact same thing as what was going on opposite. When I was buying the Torag's plate body and it wasn't buying immediately for mid, previously they were, and I was able to buy as many as I wanted for like 500,000 below mid. So what that tells me is that, you know, the demand changes. If I look at, let's try one more item here. Let's do another Varak item. That's usually a pretty good one. So 957,000, buy that. It doesn't go. And actually, I noticed here that this right here is actually about what I was buying them. But Varak's plate skirt previously as a mid price was 1.1 million. So the mid price dropped by 150,000. This is actually the prices I was buying them at. But if I look back at the Varak sets, yeah, the Varak set is 4.1 million for the full set. And you're looking at 1 mil for the legs. I'll just show you guys a couple of examples here. Brassard is 2 mil, so that's a total of 3 mil. And I know that the flail and the helm are not a mil together, so that's 160,000. And how much is the helm? 115,000. That's gonna put you at 750 to 800,000 profit just by buying them at mid price. But I would encourage you guys to buy them below mid price, especially with a little bit of price checking and everything like that. You can definitely get things below, maybe some things above. But what I would highly suggest is that you know the price of all 4 pieces before you start buying them. That way you know that the end result is going to be a profit. I don't want you guys spending 5 mil on all 4 pieces and then the set only sells for 4 million. That doesn't really work. But anyway, on Fat Munchlax, I was able to do roughly 300 to 400 million. And yeah, that was a little message I just got. About 300 to 400 million gold every 5 days without paying attention to the game, just by buying the barrows sets. So I frequently change between doing that. I do some other items and everything too, and I'll be sharing more and more items with you guys as we go. But I want to just step one at a time. I don't want to overwhelm you. Sometimes I do switch up items. Sometimes I buy them on both accounts. Sometimes I'll have this account buying barrows stuff and have my other account buying barrows stuff, and then I'll make like 1 billion gold per week. And literally, I'm not exaggerating. I'm being 100% honest and truthful. That you can easily make 1 billion gold per week if you're just flipping barrows sets on 2 accounts. Because if you think about how many different barrows sets there are, let's see. Oh, I guess you can't really search that, but oh, actually, yeah, you can. You can go into the history sets. Look at the armor sets for barrows. There's 8 sets, which means you can only buy 2 sets per account. Which means you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different accounts buying at all times. If you're making like a few hundred million. On each one of your accounts, then I mean you can quite possibly make max cash twice a month by just doing this. It's a pretty simple way to make a ton of money, but I will say though that it does take a little bit of price checking and stuff. Like like sometimes my items will stop buying. Like if I'm in here and I'm like buying Guthan sets and I'm like yo let's buy Guthan War Spear. So I go in here, I buy this, boom, it doesn't buy. It looks like pretty much everything barrows is a bit above right now, which is totally fine. That just means simply that the barrows sets, let's Guthan set. Let's buy the whole set. 6 mil for the set, but boom! It buys, and actually it buys, look at that. Just to show you guys, those prices aren't baloney. That sold at 6.1 million. I mean, you can even flip the sets too. While you're buying the rest of the stuff, just buy the sets. It looks like I can buy this set for 5.9 million. See, I just lost 200,000 gold. But if I was to go in here now and put a buy offer in at like 5.9 million, I'd be able to buy like 10 of these sets every 4 hours. There's 6 periods of 4 hours, actually yes, there's 6 periods of 4 hours per day, which means I can buy 60 of these Guthan sets per day, and then 60 times the 200,000 that you make each one, you're making 12 million profit a day just by buying the Guthan sets themselves. So you essentially could be buying the Guthan pieces and also buying the Guthan sets. And after a 5-day period, you're making 60 million gold just on the Guthan sets themselves that you bought. Also, you're taking these Guthan sets out of the market, which means that there's a better chance they're going to sell for more because you are also buying them at that lower value, and that creates more of a demand and less of a supply in the market. It's kind of like pumping up your own item. It's kind of fun. So, with that example right there, you can buy all 4 of the Guthan's pieces. 6.1 million for a set is a lot of money, so that means that you could probably make 1.5 million, I would imagine, per set. So if you bought 100 of these Guthans over like 100 a total over like, I don't know, maybe like 3 days, and that means you're going to make maybe 150 million from that. And then 3 days of buying these sets themselves, you're going to make, it's quite a bit. A total of maybe 200 million gold in 3 days. And let's just keep in mind though the reason why this method's so great, and the reason why I'm telling you guys this method, and I want you guys to go out there and just make tons of money, is because you don't have to play the game, guys. That's awesome. You know, like I said before, how I was like, you know, I'm a regular dude. I'm just a normal person. I don't sit and play RuneScape all day long. I get people asking me all the time, do you just boss nonstop? Is that how you make all your money? And you know what, that's a great question. It's a very great question because there are a lot of people that make all their money by bossing. But the thing is, though, is I don't really hardly ever boss. Like, I really hardly ever boss. And when I do, it's usually a bossing for fun. I don't really boss because I'm like, oh, yeah, I need to go and make some money. I just usually do it for fun. That's why I'll usually boss on, like, stupid, terrible bosses that don't even give you good drops. But the thing is, though, is that you can make a ton of money by just manipulating the GE. And to be totally honest with you, with the potential of making a couple stacks of max cash in 1 month, why would you even bother spending all of your time every day grinding monsters, grinding bosses, and crap like that if you don't enjoy doing it? If you enjoy doing it, do it. But remember, real life is a place too, and your actual career in person is a lot more important. You know, if you can go to work all day and still make a few $100 million during that day by not paying attention to the game, then I would say that's probably the best way to get rich in this game. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, I do apologize for that fan noise in the background. Also, I am sending out Flip Mastery today. I apologize that I know some people did not get the Flip Mastery for the Christmas raffle yesterday. That was just due to the fact that it didn't get sent out to everyone. So I'm going to be correcting that, and I'm going to be giving everyone who did not get them, I'm going to be giving out that Flip Mastery today. So you still will get your one free Flip Mastery. Also, today's Flip Mastery that's going to be going out is going to be the Flip Mastery that is for barrows. So what I'm going to do basically is obviously buying and selling these sets. You're going to have to. You're probably going to blow quite a bit of money. Like I just lost 200,000 gold by checking that Guthan set. Chances are, by checking everything, you're gonna blow through a few million. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to check all these prices, and I'm going to provide the exact prices at the time of me checking them to everybody in Flip Mastery. So if you are entered in the Christmas raffle, then please check your Patreon message box, or if you have Flip Mastery, please check your Patreon message box, and I'm going to be sending out a list of all the barrows buys and sell prices. That way you guys can get a big jump start on checking out this method and being able to make $1 billion every week. And yeah, that's right. I mean, all you gotta do is just have 2 accounts. If you have 2 accounts, you have your alt and you have your main account, then you easily make 1 billion gold per week. It's simple as that. I literally just showed you everything. If you have any questions, please ask. Please leave comments. If you're a hater and you're just like, that method doesn't work, well, I just showed you it, so I guess it does. All right, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.